Who are the biggest losers online? The Baker Mayfield supporters or the Baker Mayfield detractors? I'm going to give you the reason why the Baker Mayfield detractors are the biggest losers online. The Baker Mayfield supporters are supporting their quarterback. To me, it's a Titanic. It's a sinking ship. I don't know why you support them, but they're supporting them. They believe in them. They believe in last season when he was injured, and that's the reason he played so poorly. And I also believe in that. But to that extent, I don't think the Browns should keep Baker Mayfield. Very simple. The NFL has turned into a running quarterback league that you have to be able to throw the ball, you have to be able to run the ball, and you have to be at least 6'2 to 6'3 to 6'4. Baker Mayfield fits none of them criteria. He's too short, can't run, and quite frankly, it's time to move on from him. If I was forced to go with Baker Mayfield next year, could I get to the Super Bowl? Absolutely. I could construct an offense that could make it work. I mean, we've seen it before. Baker Mayfield healthy gets us in the playoffs. The bottom line is the NFL is a changing breed. Kyler Murray, he can run, but he can't sit in that pocket and throw. He's been exposed. They need a new quarterback. You see what Mahomes and Allen did yesterday. If they didn't run, that game wouldn't have been nowhere near it was like it was. It was just their ability to run just creates so much more offense for them, and it makes their team's offense more deadly. Actually, the Bills, if they didn't have Josh Allen running, that team would be terrible offensively because I don't like the way they call plays. It's like backyard football with Buffalo. Mahomes is more elusive than I thought because he's hard to get to in that pocket. Josh Allen's a beast. Joe Burrow, he used to run before his injury. He doesn't run as much, but I'm sure he'll come back to him. But you got to be 6'2 to 6'3 to 6'4 to play in this league. I believe that. And the Browns, Baker Mayfield haters are so obsessed with this guy. I mean, their whole point in life is to go online 24/7. They act like the Baker Mayfield, well, we can't win. They're so obsessed with acting like they can't win with Baker Mayfield. They're just like obsessed with it. They think it's the big world problem, like it's like a COVID crisis. The world's ending. The world is not ending. There are quarterbacks out there you can draft. If I was the Browns in the first round, I would draft a quarterback. I'd find somebody I like that's tall, that can run, that can throw football. How many guys are like that are out there? There's a ton of them out there. You got to know how to mill. You got to know how to mine for gold. There's gold out there. You got to know how to find it. The problem in Cleveland is we haven't had guys to be able to find that gold in the last 20-some years because our general manager has been garbage. It's called spade a spade. Our general managers have been straight trash for the last 20 years. I have confidence in Andrew Berry. Even though he did sign Austin Hooper to that big contract when nobody else wanted them, I still have confidence that he'll find the right guy. You don't think the Browns watched that game last night, Andrew Berry, and sat there and said, yeah, Mayfield's our guy? There's no way. Mayfield ain't the guy. He may be the guy for another team, but the Cleveland Browns they're not going to roll out there next year with Baker Mayfield. I'm not worried. I don't know why you're obsessed with this Baker Mayfield. The Browns are not worried about it. They will find their guy. They're not sitting there in panic mode. I mean, goddamn, it's embarrassing how people are online crying about Baker Mayfield. They're like obsessed with the guy. The Browns will move on from him. Look at McCorkle Jones, first round draft pick, right? Do you think he's that good? No, I don't think he's that good. He's a Baker Mayfield, taller version with a weaker arm. But they made the playoffs. Could they have won a Super Bowl with him? Yes, they could have if they had a better team. And I think you guys need to realize something. How close the Browns were to the Super Bowl last year. The reason we didn't make the Super Bowl last year wasn't because of Baker Mayfield. He was completely healthy. You know why we didn't make the Super Bowl last year? Because we got the ball back with 8 minutes left against Chad Henne, and Kevin Stefanski ran the most basic conservative play calling you'll ever find in your life. In the biggest moment of his coaching career, he got so conservative, he ran 7 plays, everything underneath, Nick Chubb running. It was like he had a lead. It was embarrassing. That's why we didn't make the playoffs. That's why we didn't make the AFC title game or the Super Bowl. Last year, we could have made the Super Bowl. All we had to do was let the offense go. It wasn't like Mayfield played bad in the playoffs last year. He had a good playoffs. He had like 5 TDs, 1 interception, something like that. He played good in both games, and Kevin Stefanski acted like he was scared to do anything with the game on the line. That's why we didn't make the AFC Championship game. And I believe if we go to Buffalo last year in the playoffs, I think we beat Buffalo. And we go to the Super Bowl. We were so close last year, and we let it slip right through our fingers, and you never know when you're going to get back. You don't know, like Cincinnati. I bet you people are thinking they're going to be in the AFC title game every year like the Chiefs. You don't know that. They might have injuries. They might not be. This could have been a fluke. I mean, let's be honest about it. Cincinnati, everything went their way this year. The Browns were injured. The Ravens were injured. The Steelers were the Steelers. They got the 2 easiest opponents you can play in the playoffs. Tennessee Titans, they got no offense. They got Ryan Tannehill. He's fucking terrible. Everyone thinks the Bengals defense is this fucking great unit. They played Ryan fucking Tannehill in the Las Vegas Raiders. You're going to see him next week against the goddamn Chiefs to see how good that defense is. But everything went right for Cincinnati this year. It did. And I give them credit. They capitalized on it because their head coach isn't a fucking horrible head coach like the Cleveland Browns have. The biggest weakness in Cleveland is it's not Baker Mayfield. It's Kevin Stefanski. If I had my choice to get rid of one of them right now, it would be Kevin Stefanski. We're playing checkers while everybody else in the league is playing chess. Look at all these other offenses out there. They go downfield. We're running tight end sets. That's our base offense. Tight end sets. And then when you ask the offense to win the game, we're still in a tight end set. We don't even try to go downfield. Look at the Ravens game. We needed 80 yards in 60 seconds, no timeouts. He's still 13 personnel still. I mean, how does he expect to win a game? He doesn't give the quarterback a chance to pull the game out. It's embarrassing. He's just the worst coach I've ever seen. Gotta have a lot of luck to get to the Super Bowl. Last year, we had luck on our side, but we had a dumbass head coach. Now, the Bengals, they got a lot of luck on their side this year. And I actually give them a decent shot to beat the Chiefs. They beat them earlier. Now, that game wasn't so much about them beating the Chiefs. It was more or less the Chiefs beating themselves. They gave that game away. But the Bengals have Joe Burrow, who, if you look at the facts, he's carrying that team. And the Bengals should be scoring a lot more points offensively. 20 points, 19, whatever. They should score about 30 points a game. And if Zach Taylor refuses to accept field goals and goes for it, he's got the quarterback to convert fourth downs. If he goes for, instead of kicking field goals, they'll score 30 points a game. The Bengals offense isn't the problem. Coach is a little conservative. They can score. Their problems are defense. I know they played good against Tennessee, but Derrick Henry wasn't even 60%. They rushed them back, and Ryan Tannehill is fucking flat out horrible. He gave the game away. I mean, fuck. If Mike Vrabel goes for the extra point, they win the game. So, but I give the Bengals a shot. I'm not writing them off. But Browns, these Baker Mayfield detractors are obsessed with just hating on Mayfield 24-7, and they act like the Mayfield fanboys are the fucking problem. They are supporting their quarterback. And I don't look. To me, it's a Titanic. It's a sinking ship with Mayfield. But they're supporting him, and they act like they're the fucking psychopaths. The true psychopaths are the ones fucking everything Baker Mayfield does. Oh, did you see what he said? Jarvis Landry liked this guy's tweet. Baker liked this guy. It's just embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourselves. You truly, I think it's like a support group. It's like AA. It's like they're all friends, a support group. I told you my thoughts. We're moving on from Mayfield. You can win with them, but if you want to really win a Super Bowl, you got to move on to somebody that can run and throw the football. And there's people out there, you just got to find him. And I have confidence in Andrew Berry with that 13th pick, if he wants to move up or whatever. But with that 13th pick, you know who I'd draft? I'd draft Malik Willis, and I'd start him from day one. Since we're not going to get rid of the high school coach, Kevin Stefanski, Malik Willis in a high school offense that we run could be a deadly weapon because he can run and he can throw and make all these throws. Anyone can come and run this Cleveland Browns offense. It's that simple. When Mayfield was healthy last year, he played good enough to get us to the Super Bowl. We wouldn't have beat Tampa Bay, but we could have got there. Kevin Stefanski. And I believe if Mayfield goes to another team, he might do good somewhere else. I do believe Kevin Stefanski's offense kills quarterbacks and wide receivers, obviously. But I want a bigger quarterback. And I know you're saying Malik Willis is only, 6'1", 6'2"? Mayfield's not even 5'11". If you look at Mayfield, he's listed at 6'1". There's no way. He looks like a midget out there. He can't run. He can't see over the line. He's just slow. He's just not good enough. But I'm not concerned one bit. Everyone acts like we should be concerned because all these AFC quarterbacks, oh, look at these guys. Justin Herbert's a great quarterback. Did they make the playoffs? No. It's not guaranteed the Bengals are going to be good next year. It's not guaranteed the Chiefs are going to make the AFC title game every year. I mean, the Bills lost that game because their coaching staff. I mean, you got 13 seconds left and you're rushing 4 guys. What is the purpose of rushing 4 guys? You're not going to put any pressure on Mahomes. He was going to complete passes. It was the stupidest decision. The Bills lost that game because of their coaching. That was a terrible loss by the coaching. But anyway, yeah, Baker Mayfield fanboys and Baker Mayfield detractors. I respect the people supporting their quarterback. They are a little obsessed about it. I've seen people talking about how Mayfield played way better against Green Bay than Jimmy Garoppolo because Garoppolo played like shit. They got the win because of the special teams and defense. But Mayfield played so bad against Green Bay, he should have had like 8 interceptions. And you know who I blame for that? Kevin Stefanski. The guy didn't practice for 18 days, whatever. He had COVID, and they threw him in there, and they had him throwing the ball from the get go when he didn't throw all year. Didn't throw the ball downfield all year. It's like he set him up for failure. I do believe Kevin Stefanski hates Mayfield. There's no doubt. So I think just because of that, you got to move on from Mayfield anyway. And we have to move on. I want a bigger quarterback. Hey, I would be satisfied with someone 6'4". We need a bigger quarterback. You need like Josh Allen. He's a fucking beast. And I also say this: if Baker Mayfield was on the Cincinnati Bengals in that playoff game against the Titans, he throws 4 interceptions easily that day. Baker Mayfield under duress like Joe Burrow, it's unbelievable difference. Baker Mayfield panics. I'll give Joe Burrow credit. He didn't have a great game, but he got sacked 9 times. He still threw for 300 yards. A couple of them were junk. He got like that 60, 80 yard, whatever from Jamar Chase, that 2-yard pass, the one before half. But he got the win. He took some sacks he shouldn't have. He held onto the ball too long, took him out of field goal range a few times. But if that was Baker Mayfield instead of Joe Burrow, the Bengals get routed there like 48-20. That's just the facts. And listen, I don't even like the Bengals, but that's just the facts. Mayfield is nowhere near Joe Burrow. He's nowhere near Joe Burrow. But you can win a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield. I don't know why people think you can't. You can if you have to. So, Baker Mayfield haters, you got to find something more. I mean, what are you going to be doing in March? Are you going to be doing this still? It's crazy. And the Baker Mayfield fanboys, I understand you're supporting your quarterback, but I mean, it's time to move on. The ship has sailed. It's sinking right now with Baker. We need a big quarterback with a strong arm. Look at Kyler Murray. I wouldn't take him right now if you paid me. And all these quarterbacks, people are like, oh, we got to get Jimmy Garoppolo. He's horrible. Look what he does during Green Bay. He's terrible. I mean, he's terrible. Oh, he's 4-1 in the playoffs. That's because he's got a fucking team and a defense. And also, Kyle Shanahan is 10 times better than Kevin Stefanski. Look at the way he uses his players on offense. What do you think Kyle Shanahan would do if he had the Cleveland Browns roster offensively over the 49ers? With Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, and Dearness Johnson. What do you think he would... You think he would have used Odell Beckham? Oh my God. We got the wrong coach in Cleveland. We got an analytical nerd that didn't know how to use all the assembled talent. We got all these running backs. We had Odell Beckham, who is not a top 30 receiver, but he's still viable. He's still a threat. And we didn't know how to use him because Kevin Stefanski, he didn't even try to get him involved. A lot of people blame Mayfield saying he wasn't throwing him, he was wide open. A lot of that's on Kevin Stefanski. He just doesn't utilize wide receivers. He doesn't. And that's the facts. But Kyle Shanahan would be fucking deadly with this Cleveland Browns talent on offense. We got the wrong coach. Wrong coach and wrong quarterback. And I have confidence, Andrew Berry, when we open the season, we will draft a quarterback. That's what I do. I draft a quarterback. Or you could just go all in on defense and try to sign Marcus Mariota, because Marcus Mariota in this offense is way better than Baker Mayfield. You need a quarterback like Marcus Mariota that can run in this offense. Me personally, I'd fire Stefanski, what's his name? Alex Van Pelt, the offensive coordinator, Mike Pearford, the head coach, try to get Aaron Rodgers, just get another quarterback and move. That's what I would do.